Hi everyone, it's Marcy Denning here from Stampin' with Marcy. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Southwestern Ontario, Canada, and I want to thank you for pressing play on today's video. Today we're going to be creating a adorable card with the Hippest Hippos, the amazing phrasing stamp sets. These are both celebration products. The Hippest Hippos can be yours with a qualifying $60 order before tax and shipping. And the amazing phrasing is a $120 choice with a $120 order before tax and shipping. And I'm also using the fun hippo dies to die cut out my fun hippo. Let's get started. We are going to be creating with Parakeet Party Basic Gray, Light Gray Granite. Gather all my supplies over here. Parakeet Party, Light Poppy Parade, and then out of the natural blends, I've got the 1000 and the 900. And then, of course, my color lifter. So let's get started by stamping our hippo. She is adorable. And we're going to ink her up. Now, I find that sometimes you don't want black when you're coloring with your Stampin' blends. So I find that stamping your main image with your another classic ink pad works just wonderfully. Okay, we're going to give that a moment to dry. In the meantime, we are now going to bring in our foam pad because this is the photopolymer. We need some cushion in behind to stamp nicely. And I find my Parakeet Party is rather juicy. It's a very well saturated ink pad. So I'm just taking a spoon and pushing that ink back down so that I'm not going to get all those bubbles. Okay, so I'm going to ink up and stamp off, just so I'm loading up that stamp. And then I'm going to stamp on there, doing the exact same thing. Hey, good looking. And we are going to do a bit of fussy cutting. Oh, that's a little bubbly. So let's try that again. See if we like that one better. Okay, we're going to go with it. And move that to the side. Close up that ink pad. Bring in our die. My scissors, and I am going to cut that out, snip that off. We don't need this anymore. Okay, so when you're fussy cutting, I find it easier. There's no dies for this. I find it easier to cut down so you've got not quite as much excess cardstock around the image that you are fussy cutting out. Turn your paper, leave your scissors on. Don't be taking them on and off. I like to leave a little bit of a halo or a border around And yes, I am kind of smooshing my letters as I come around with that H, but I'm okay with that. It will flatten down when I go to glue it on. And I'm just going to come up just ever so slightly so that I've got a bit of a gap there. I'm going to cut that off because I want a smidge. So I need to come in here. You don't have to do this, but I want just that little bit of definition between those letters. So if I come in here like that, that gives me that look that I want. Again, you don't have to do this. You could easily stamp this on a piece of cardstock and use a label die, a circle, whatever you've got. Doesn't really matter. I just like the look of fussy cutout words. It doesn't have to be perfect. We are crafters. There is beauty in the imperfection. And I'm just curling around here, around that Y. I'm going to come and snip. I say don't take your scissors off your cardstock, but there are certain instances where I think you should, like this, when you are working in between swoopy letters. And I'm going to come back in and clean this up. I just needed to get rid of that excess so that I could see what I was doing. And it is more difficult when I'm doing it in camera for you to see exactly what I'm doing. Okay, that needs to be a smidge tighter there. There we go. All right, I'm good with the way that looks, so I'm going to come back in. And round we go. Now we have dies. The dies are, again, they are a $60 level reward, meaning if you purchase $60 before tax and shipping, you can choose those. So with a $120 order, you can get both the dies and the stamp set. And the dies are so much fun. They have extra elements to them to really bring your projects much more fun, whimsy, because we've got goggles and a boat and a bucket, flowers, hearts, a wave, grass. Oh my goodness, so much fun in that die set. Whoops. And of course, when I'm doing this on camera, it always does take a smidge longer than it normally would. And again, I'm just coming in and it's just a hair that I am cutting. Because I want just, and then I can take my bone folder and just push those little bits back down where I came in, and there's my hay. Isn't that cute? Okay, there's Hey. Good Looking is not going to be quite, well, it could be. It could be. And I think this one here is a bit better stamped. So we're going to just come in. Now remember, Celebration only goes till the end of August. August 2022, depending on when you are watching this video. I've got a little bit much there. Coming around. Fun sentiments with this amazing phrasing. Hey, good looking. I think it is so cute, and it pairs so well with that little hippo that's got the flower and she's kind of winking. It's the perfect combination. Remember, when you've got stamp sets, don't just use the phrases, sentiments that go with that stamp set. Take a look at what you've got in your stash to see what suits the card or project you're creating. There's good. All right, let's go right ahead and cut this down. Now this little apostrophe there, and we're not going to cut that off because that would be, well, you know, that would just get lost. It would just totally disappear on the craft desk. So we will leave that on. And I could have gone ahead and fussy cut all of this out before my video, but I didn't want to. I wanted to show you it doesn't need to be perfect, smooth, laser cut machine lines when you're fussy cutting. Okay, so this part here, what I'm going to do with my apostrophe is I'm coming around my N, I'm going down, and then I'm going to curl around so that I've got that apostrophe attached. And then it just takes a bit of finessing to get around all that stuff. Okay, almost done with this fussy cutting. And all that little, it's like an orange or apple peel. It's in my way. So let's just get rid of that so that we can then come in, turn. This is the, okay, we're gonna go this way. This is the tough part here when it's such a tiny little space that we wanna make sure we don't totally end up cutting that top of the L off. So there we go. Come in. And honestly, it is so much easier than I am making it look because I am doing it while on camera. So when you're trying to do it and explain it, it always, you know, it's always just a smidge more. There. And there's our good looking. Hey, good looking. Okay. let's color in our cute little hippo. She is going to be all solid with the light gray granite. Just coloring her in. I'm not doing any shading. There's so many different ways you can color this cutie patootie. So, whatever you want, whatever you think is the way you want to color it. I just thought that this time, let's do her just all light. Okay. Now she's going to have her toenails and fingernails are going to be the 900. I just want them like a light color. And then her ears, and there's the one ear, there's the other, her little nostrils, and then we're going to give her cute little rosy cheeks. But then we're going to come in with that color lifter, and we're going to lighten that up. So we're going to come in with the color lifter, and we're going to go over it, and it's just going to soften that look. There we go. Cute, cute, cute. And that will settle down as it dries. And then I'm going to come in with my light Poppy Parade for my flower head. And then my light parakeet. Come in with just a titch of the dark at the base. And I can come back in with my light Poppy Parade just at the base to add that little bit more look, definition. Okay, let's move our sentiment so we don't lose it here on the table. Open up my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And we're going to put her on right here. And take a teeny bit of tape to line that up. And hope that I don't mess it up, that it doesn't jump. Slide that on, crank that through. Okay, and there she is, all sweet and flirty. Okay, next we're going to take the hearts that go with the dies, and this is a little strip. I'm using the a strip of the In Color Glimmer paper. So this is the end of the strip. So you might think, what am I going to do with that? Well, don't throw that away, because if you see, I can put my heart on here, lining it up. There we go. Carefully placing that down, crank that through. Where there's a will, there's a way, and waste not, want not. So there's our big heart. So let's flip this over. And let's turn it on its side. And then we're going to do the two small hearts. There we go. 1, it out of there. 2. So there we have used that teeny little piece of glimmer paper. All right. Let's bring in our cardstock base. This is thick basic white. Now, all of the measurements, as well as the products, will be listed on my blog. You'll find the link in the description box below. And glue. So Parakeet Party on thick basic white. And we're just going to center that, make sure that it's nice and adhered. And then we've got our basic white. And that goes on. Then we're going to take our strip of glimmer paper and I'm going to turn my card base on its side so that I can make sure I am fairly straight, and I want it to have round about the same amount of distance at the top and the bottom. Then I'm going to take, this is a die cut circle, oh my goodness, a circle from the Stylish Shapes dies, my favorite dies. And I'm not sure where on my desk I put my dimensionals, so let's just grab out a fresh one. So we are going to dimensional this up. And I've run this through the embossing folder. Like I said, everything is going to be found over on my blog. All right. And this is going to just slightly overlap and be about centered. Roundabout, doesn't need to be perfect. I just want to make sure that those stripes are kind of sort of good. Okay, so now we're going to put some dimensionals on our cute. My hands are very sticky today as I'm filming, so my dimensionals are really sticking to me. And yes, I'm using a lot of dimensionals. I like my dimensionals. I love things that are popped up. All right. And that cutie, she's going to go right in the center. Oh my goodness, she's so cute. All right, next we are going to glue. Hey, good looking. And this part, you might get a little bit of sticky fingers. I'm okay with that. And we're going to have it so that it's kind of angled because she is kind of cheeky. So her little flirty attitude calls for on an angle, not straight. And then here's our good. Now you could use, when you're stamping this, I could have used the, go the opposite direction, just ever so slightly on that angle. Could have used the adhesive sheets, then you wouldn't have to. use your liquid glue. However, I didn't think to do that. And then this one here is going to be just like that, the opposite way. I've got my In Color Baker's Twine. And we are going to create a nice little bow. There we go. And pull those tails together. Give it a snip. Okay, that looks good. That's going to go right there. I think my tails are a smidge long, so let's pull them back together. Give it another snip. And glue dots are over here. I'm going to take a glue dot, and because this is Baker's Twine, it's thinner, I'm going to roll that glue dot. I'm going to put it on the side here. And then I'm going to take my bow. There we go. There is the front. Now, for our inside, we need to attach these fun little hearts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go about center right-ish. I'm going to take my Take Your Pick tool, and that putty end, I'm going to pick up my big heart, and I'm going to put that down. Then I'm going to add another dot of glue and another dot of glue, form that kind of triangle, and then pick up my next size heart, put that down, and my little heart, put that on, and then use the, whoops, tip of that. We don't want them straight either. There, isn't that cute for the inside of the card? Oh, some fun glittery hearts. Okay. There we have the inside of the card. Isn't that the sweetest? Oh, I think it is adorable. Push all this out of the way and let me bring in my cards in the other In colors. Okay, so we've got Parakeet Party, Sweet Sorbet, Starry Sky, make sure I'm in camera, Orchid Oasis, and Tahitian Tide. All right, I do apologize for that long video. The fussy cutting did take a little bit of time, but as you can see by my cards, oh my goodness, worth it, I think. So cute. So thank you so much for joining me today. If you haven't yet, please click that subscribe button below, as well as that notification bell, and give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Thanks so much, and I will see you soon in the next video. Bye for now.